Today we're going to take a look at this 19 long slide that's exclusive to Brownells. Now what this does is gives you a 17 length upper on a 19 lower. And you'll notice when it goes together, the extended dust cover here covers that gap beautifully. So you get a long sight radius, maybe a little extra velocity, but you get a compact back end for concealed carry. It's a nice package. So let's look at what it takes to put one of these together. If you've done any Glock work at all, it won't be any big surprise to you, but let's take a look. These slides come stripped, completely stripped. There's no channel liner in there. So you take your channel liner, and what I do is I take the beveled end and take my insertion tool. Now, before this video, we went to order the tool to put this in, and we were out of them, wouldn't you know it. So I went to the lathe, and I made one out of a piece of aluminum bar stock. Now for you guys playing at home, playing along at home, you got a lathe. This portion here is 270 thousandths, 0.270. This is 5/16 here. Doesn't matter what this is after this. You can make it out of 1/2 inch stock, 3/8 like I did, whatever you've got on hand. So what I do is I put this on the tool. It should be an easy fit with the bevel facing outward. Yeah, see, I had it reversed. And then I insert it into the frame, into the slide, and it's started now. And take a nice easy swing on a hammer, drive it in, and you will feel it hit bottom. There. That's all there is to it. Once you've got the liner installed, that's the hardest part of the job, really. Let's go ahead and finish it up. I like to start by taking the safety plunger, putting it in place, and then pushing it in so I can drop my extractor in place. You'll notice that once you have the extractor in place, the safety plunger stays where it's at. Here's your extractor plungers and spring. They go in the right side here, just like that. Striker assembly goes in just like that. Normal Glock procedure. And now, see if I can do this backwards. Take a tool, any kind of tool you got, and push down. I think I'll use a screwdriver for this. Much easier. Push down on your line. There you go. And then push down on the spring plunger. Snap that in place, and you're good to go. Now we can move on to the sights. Today we got some True Glow sights. These are TFOs, and I've already filed these so they're ready to go in. As with any of these type sights, they should go in about this far by hand filing before you start pounding on them or pushing them. And I've got a nylon hammer here, so I can just go ahead and tap these in place. Once you've got it centered up pretty close, go ahead, fasten down your set screw, lock them down. The next part is the front sight, and that has this minuscule little screw here that I've got in the front end of an Ed Brown Glock tool. So this is another three-handed job where you take the sight, you hold it in the slide there, then you reach in, and we've got a special access port just for this because of the dust cover that extends. Normally you don't run into this with the Glock, but here you've got to go through this port to get to that screw. And I'm going to have to let gravity work with me rather than against me here. Get it started. And that's all the tighter it needs to be right there. Now we got the front sight in place. From here on in, we need to install the barrel and the recoil system. And just a note here, on this barrel, this is a special barrel. This is not your typical Glock barrel. It's the same length as this 17 barrel, but if you'll look, you'll see that the recoil seat here is in a different position. And that's important. That allows the gun to cycle fully in that 19 frame. So don't think you can put a 17 barrel in there. You have to do a lot of machining to make it work. Go ahead and buy the right barrel for it. Slip this in place. Now we're ready for the recoil spring assembly, and this one is for a Glock 19 because this is a Glock 19 frame. So we're going to slip that in place. And if you're doing one of these builds, you can either buy all the parts individually or you can buy a slide completion kit. But if you do buy a completion kit, make sure it's for the Glock 19. Now we'll slip this on, function test it. Let's see. Feels pretty good. Everything's working. Slide locks back. This thing's good to go. We're ready for test fire. So we'll take it out to the range, see what she does. If you have any questions about putting your Glock together or any other thing about firearms you wanted to know, give us a call on the tech line. We'll be glad to help you out. And remember, all these parts are backed by our 100% unconditional forever satisfaction guarantee. Thanks for watching. See you next time.